I have this habit. I pick up things people throw away. Not garbage, but actual things. The ones left on the curb with a cardboard sign that says free, or stacked by the dumpsters on bulk pickup day. Lamps, chairs, frames. Once I found a working Keurig. Another time an almost new rocking chair. It's not poverty, well, not just poverty. I'm 31. I work as a vending machine technician covering the northern part of the state, and I get by fine. I just can't walk past. I see someone's discarded thing and think, what if it still works? What if someone needs it? What if I do? I picked up the baby monitor in April. It was sitting in a shoebox on the sidewalk near the townhouses on Maple Drive. People are always putting stuff out there. A plain white baby monitor, 2 pieces, the base unit and the transmitter. The kind that was popular 10 or 15 years ago before everyone switched to Wi-Fi cameras. The cords were neatly coiled, the batteries removed and placed beside them in a little plastic bag. Someone had taken care. I didn't need it. No kids, no girlfriend, a 1-bedroom apartment with a kitchen. But I took it the same way I took everything else automatically, with the same dull feeling that throwing away something functional is a sin. Brought it home, set it on the hallway shelf next to a salvaged lamp and a stack of someone else's books. Forgot about it. A week later I put the batteries in. Don't know why, probably to check if it worked. Plugged the base into the kitchen outlet. Put the transmitter in the bedroom by the bed, just because there was a free outlet there. Flipped the switch, the green light came on, and a steady hiss began. Empty white noise, nothing else. It works. I didn't even bother turning it off, left it running in the background. After that, it hissed every night, and I actually liked it, better than silence. The silence in my apartment is a specific kind. I live on the 2nd floor of a 3-story building from the 70s. Thin walls, you can hear everything. The neighbor below coughing, the one above dragging a chair. But at night, around 2 or 3 a.m., there's this stretch when absolutely everything goes quiet. No pipes, no fridge hum, no cars outside. A total vacuum, 2 or 3 minutes, and then the world switches back on. I used to wake up in that vacuum and just lie there, waiting for the sounds to return. With the baby monitor, it was easier. The white noise filled the hole, and I slept fine. About a month in, I started hearing breathing in the noise. Not right away. At first, I thought the hiss had just become uneven, like the frequency was drifting slightly, the way a badly tuned radio does. I blamed interference, cheap hardware, nothing surprising. But one night, I woke at 3 a.m. and heard it clearly. Inhale, pause, exhale, very quiet, barely there, right on the edge of perception. I lay still and listened, steady, calm, breathing, like a sleeping child. Specifically, a child, not an adult too quick, too light. Small lungs, small nose. The transmitter was in my bedroom. I was alone in my bedroom, which meant the sound was being picked up by the base in the kitchen and relayed here. And there was no one in the kitchen. I'd just been in there, getting water. My brain immediately offered a dozen explanations. Interference from a neighbor's monitor, electrical noise in the wiring, some kind of resonance in the pipes. I got up, walked to the kitchen, looked at the base. Green light, steady. Quiet hiss. No breathing. Went back to bed, lay down, and within a minute, there it was again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Rhythmic, drowsy, peaceful. I should have pulled the batteries right then, tossed the thing in the trash and forgotten it. Any normal person would have, but I wasn't scared. I was, well, I think the word is warm. Exactly that. Lying in the dark and hearing someone sleeping nearby, even if not nearby, even if it's just a speaker, even if it's just interference, felt good. In a whole year, this was the first time I fell asleep feeling like there was someone in the apartment besides me. I started waiting for the sound every night, and it came, always around the same time, near 3. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 10 or 15 minutes, then the noise would smooth back into uniform static and I'd fall asleep. After a couple of weeks, I caught myself talking before bed, quietly, under my breath. So, we sleeping? Or good night? Not expecting an answer. Just speaking into the void, because the void was breathing. Then, the breathing started to change. One night, a sound appeared in it that I can only describe as whimpering, not crying, no. A quiet, stifled like like a child whimpering in sleep when something bad creeps into a dream. The first time, I bolted upright, sat there gripping the blanket, listening. Very soft, right at the threshold of hearing. Then it stopped, steady breathing again, then sleep. The next night again, only slightly louder and longer. The whimpering shifted into a repeating syllable, something like ma, ma, ma. Not a word, just a syllable. Mechanical, rhythmic, like a skipping recording. Ma, 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 ma. No intonation, no emotion, just a sound, repeating in the dark from a white plastic speaker on my nightstand. I felt uneasy, not scared uneasy. You know that feeling when you find someone's wallet and there's a photo inside and you're looking at a stranger's face and you feel sort of guilty? Like that. As if I was eavesdropping on something not meant for me, someone's sleep, someone's nightmare. I decided to investigate, not to turn it off, to investigate. On Saturday afternoon, I drove back to Maple Drive, to the spot where I'd found the box. 3 townhouses in a row, all identical. I couldn't remember which one the box had been in front of. Rang the first doorbell, no answer. Second, an elderly woman, said she hadn't put anything out. Third, a young couple, just moved in, didn't know the previous tenants. The management company gave me the prior tenant's number, a man's voice, tired. The baby monitor, white one? Yeah, I threw that out. It works, I just wanted to... It works. He cut in, went quiet. Listen, throw it away. I just wanted to ask, throw it away. I'm serious. Not on the sidewalk in the trash. Or better yet, smash it and throw it away. Do you have kids? No. He was quiet even longer. On his end, I could hear a television, some children's cartoon. Then definitely throw it away. He hung up. I called back, declined. Again, declined. A third time, the number was no longer in service. Not, the subscriber cannot be reached, but this number does not exist, as if the line had been cut. That night, the breathing began at 1, 2 hours earlier than usual, and with it came a new sound tapping, like small fingers tapping on plastic, from the inside. I lay there and listened, as someone knocked on the inside of the speaker, the way you knock on a door when you want to be let in. Slowly, patiently, tap, tap, tap. I sat up in bed. The transmitter sat on the nightstand, an arm's length away. The green light was blinking. It had never blinked before. It had always been steady. I remember that clearly. Now, it blinked in time with the tapping. Tap, blink. Tap, blink. A child was knocking from inside, and a child wanted out. All I had to do was get up and pull the batteries. 2 motions. Get up, pull. That's it. Instead, I reached for the transmitter and did the thing I hadn't done once in 2 months. I pressed the talkback button, the one that lets a parent speak to the child, soothe them with a voice without entering the nursery. I pressed it and said, "Shh, it's okay, go to sleep." The tapping stopped. The breathing evened out. The green light stopped blinking. I felt so good, so right, so full that I fell asleep instantly. My last thought was, there, that's what it's for. Warm, cottony, like a child's blanket. I slept more deeply than I had in years. In the morning, the transmitter was on the floor, screen side down. I picked it up, the green light was off, batteries dead. Fine, I thought, I'll buy new ones. Went to the kitchen, turned on the kettle, and only then did I see it. On the steamed up window, on the inside of the glass, there were small handprints, 5 of them, in a row, at the level of my hip. Children's hands, very small. They weren't dirty or greasy. They were cold. I touched the glass next to one of the prints. It was freezing in that spot, only that spot, as if a hand had been pressed against the glass from the other side for a long time. A hand that was colder than winter air. I wiped the window. The prints didn't come off. I scrubbed harder, they stayed. Splashed water on them, still there. They weren't on the glass. They were inside the glass, between the layers, like a manufacturing defect. As if those little palms had always been there. 5 small white handprints, sealed inside the glass of my kitchen window. That day, I bought new batteries. Put them in, switched the transmitter on. Waiting for night now. I don't know why I'm writing this, and I don't know why I'm waiting. I only know that when the quiet breathing appears in the speaker at 3 a.m., I won't turn it off. I'll press the talk back button and I'll say, "Shh, sleep, I'm here." I suppose I should explain why this matters so much, but for that, I need to tell you about the one thing I didn't pick up. I was 7 years old when my mother had twins, girls, tiny, in matching pink bonnets. We were living in a trailer on the outskirts of Prescott back then. I remember Mom bringing them home, and how they cried in unison, and how at night the baby monitor on the kitchen counter would hiss, and then the breathing would begin 2 inhales, slightly out of sync. They died 3 weeks later. Sudden infant death syndrome, both of them, the same night. Mom was asleep. I was asleep. The baby monitor sat on the kitchen counter and hissed, and I slept in my room 1 wall away from the nursery, and I was 7 years old, and that night I could have woken up and heard that the breathing had stopped. I could have gotten up and gone to them and screamed and woken Mom, but I slept. When I was 11, I first heard my mother say the exact time of their death between 2 and 3 in the morning. She was telling some woman in the kitchen, thinking I couldn't hear. I heard. Since then, I've woken up every night at that hour. 23 years. Every night the silence cracks open, and I lie inside it, listening to the emptiness where breathing used to be. And now, it's back, and I feel good. That's probably the part that should scare me most of all.